work for, or sit on a nonprofit board, your personal assets are at risk unless you have a directors and officers policy. Let's explain. Hi, Ryan Hanley here, founder of Rogue Risk, where we do insurance differently, specifically by giving you knowledge and information to make the right insurance decision. Now, if you sit on a nonprofit board or you are in a paid leadership position in a not-for-profit, it's important to understand that board members' personal assets are at risk by choosing to volunteer and be part of that board. Now, what does that mean? Let's say an employee or a partner or a volunteer or someone that you are providing services to decides to sue the board for something that was done, embezzlement of assets, making decisions with prior knowledge that decision would not lead to a favorable outcome, or that somehow the board is manipulating funds or manipulating decisions or people or providing an unsafe workplace, on and on and on and on. The end result here is someone sues the board or an entity sues the board. Now, in this case, the personal assets of board members are exposed. Someone can sue those board members individually, and that goes back to their homeowner's insurance or their personal umbrella if they have one, and that can be very scary for board members. It certainly can collapse an entire nonprofit organization if directors and officers insurance isn't in place. What D&O is short for directors and officers, what D&O does is create a layer of insurance protection, liability coverage between any type of lawsuits that can be brought against the board and the personal assets of those board members. And choosing the right policy becomes very important. Make sure that you have a policy that includes language that supports what you're doing, the size and scope, the state you're in. Oftentimes you want to make sure that the language is more inclusionary and not exclusionary. And what I mean by that is some of the cheaper D&O policies, the off-the-rack policies they're called directors and officers, and then when you actually get into the policy language, there are exclusions that chop out a lot of the things that you may do. So it's important to find an insurance agent who will walk you through the process, who will help you better understand what you're purchasing, who will take the time to ask you questions about your board and about your operations, about the decisions and the responsibilities that your board has in relation to the organization. Because all of these things play out into finding the right directors and officers insurance policy for your nonprofit organization. This is something that we can do here at Rogue. We work with a lot of nonprofit organizations, and we also work with a lot of specialty and management liability policies, which is what D&O is. If this is the kind of relationship that you'd like, reach out, give us a call. You can also text us if you like text, 518-960-6600. You can visit us online at roguerisk.com, or I'm sure there's a link or a button somewhere around this video that'll allow you to contact us. Whichever way you choose, we look forward to doing business with you.